Good evening, Rabbi. Now, this time of year, the custom is to learn Pirkeh Avot. Right, so let's talk a little bit about Pirkeh Avot. Why? First of all, I just want to tell you, right? Why is it that we learn Pirkeh Avot at this time of year? What's the connection between Pesach and Shavuot? Right? We learn Pirkeh Avot because what happened is we see that the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, they passed away at this time. 24,000 students. They passed away. They all died at this time of the year. So what they say, that it says in the Gemara, Masechet Yevamot, what's the reason why they passed away? Lo nahagu kavod ze bazeh. They weren't giving kavod to each other. No kavod. You know? So this is what happens. Sometimes the Yetzer Hara comes in at this time of year, and we don't give proper kavod to each other. You know, this is the sickness that there is in this time of year. The Yetzer Hara brings this sickness to us. So we have to work on that. So the best way to work on it is to read a good book which helps us to work on our midot, on our character, you know. Which book is that? Pirkeh Avot. Pirkeh Avot teaches you how to be a good Jew, how to behave properly, how to treat your fellow Jew. Musar, you know, it's words of musar, admonition, morality. That's what Pirkeh Avot is all about. This is the reason why we learn it this time of year. So in order we should improve our midot, we should improve our character, and because of that, we'll be able to receive the Torah on Shavuot as one people, you know, together, united. No fights, no riv, no machloket, no ktatot, all kinds of things, arguing with each other, putting each other down, disrespecting each other. This is no good, right? This is the reason why we learn Pirkei Avot. Just want to tell you a little bit about that. But something interesting we find in Pirkei Avot, a person has to understand, you know. There was this big chacham, in the Pirkei Avot, it says there, and what happened was that some rich guy came to him, some millionaire, you know, some rich guy. He was a big businessman, tycoon, whatever, you know. So he came to this rabbi. He met him somewhere, and he tells the rabbi, Rabbi says, you know what? He says, we want you to come and live in our town. You know, let me invite you to come and live in our town. Move from your place, come to our town. And he says, I'll give you lots of money, lots of wealth, lots of jewelry, lots of diamonds and gold and gems and everything. I'll make you a rich man. Just come and live with us. That's what he told him. Nice offer, no? You know, like if somebody tells you, can you imagine, like let's say you're a rabbi, right? And some rich man comes to you and says, okay, you're a rabbi, right? We need a rabbi in our town. So come to our town, I'll pay you $1 million a year, you know? Be the rabbi there. Who wouldn't go, right? Any rabbi. He'll jump on it, right? Who wouldn't? This is what he told him. He told him like that. He told him, "Come to our town, and we'll give you all the riches in the world." You know. So you may think, why not? You know, it's great offer. Nice. You know, get a nice salary. It can be the rabbi there. You know, teach people Torah. Why not? It's good. But this rabbi, no, he doesn't like. He doesn't like this offer. So he tells this rich guy. He tells him, he says, even if you give me all the wealth in the world, all the riches in the world, all the money in the world, I'm not going to come and live in your town. Sorry. So he tells them, why not, Rabbi? What happened? Well, you don't like us? What? We're Jewish, you know. We're nice Jews, you know. What's the problem? So he says, you know why? He says, because I live in a place, he tells them, where over there's a lot of tzaddikim, sofrim, chachamim, talmidei chachamim over there, living there. Tzaddikim. All of them are smart, educated in Torah. You know, all of them are big people. Anashim gdolim. So he says, I wouldn't give up to live there in a place like that to come to you. He says, if you give me all the money in the world, I wouldn't give it up. Interesting, you know, this is what he told them. So why is that, by the way? Why is it so important that a person should live in a place of tzaddikim, a place of chachamim? Why? You know, a lot of people are moving right from here. You know, every second person I see over here, he tells me, Rabbi, I'm moving to Main Street. Some of them tell me I'm moving to Brooklyn, you know, or whatever, or 5 towns. You know, so why are they moving to these places? Because over there it's more religious people there, more tzaddikim, more people who are serious about Torah, serious about mitzvot. We have also, you know, the Baal Koreh we had here, right? He also moved. A lot of people are moving. Everybody's moving, you know. This one is going to Brooklyn, this one is going there, and some of them are going to Eretz Israel also. Baruch Hashem, you know. Nothing better than that, right? Eretz Israel is the best. So a lot of people are moving here and there, and that's good. They should do that. Why is it so important to live with tzaddikim? You know what the Chazal tell us, right? They tell us, oy l'rasha ve'oy l'shcheno, right? If the person you live next to somebody who's a rasha, you have a problem, because this guy, he's a rasha, and he's going to give you a bad life, living next to him. He's going to give you a bad experience. Because you see him all the time, he's on Shabbat he goes to drive, he drives the car on Shabbat. You see him, he's watching TV on Shabbat, he doesn't keep Shabbat. He goes to non-kosher restaurants, and eats over there in Manhattan. He goes over there to fancy places and eats over there, steaks and all kinds of things, You see a person like this next to you, living next to you, he's Jewish, but he doesn't keep the Torah, So it's not good for you because it's a bad influence. That you see a person like this, it makes you feel like, something is not right. It just doesn't feel good to be with a person like this. This is my neighbor. So you know what they say, right? This is exactly what happened with Korach. Right? What happened was that Korach was living next to the Bnei Reuven, over there. So what happened was that he took the Bnei Reuven and influenced them badly. He was a Rasha, so he made all of them into Rashaim and made them rebel against Moshe Rabbeinu. And because of that, they all got swallowed up in the ground. They all died. Bah. Right? Why? Oy Rasha, oy Shcheno. They were the Shchenim. They were the neighbors of Korach, and he influenced them badly to go to the grave. This is what happens when you live with Rashaim. Next to you is a Rasha. It's not good for you. It's not good influence. Bad influence. That's one thing. But I must tell you, a little bit scary, but it says in Zohar Kadosh about this. I saw. It says in Zohar Kadosh that it's not good to live in a place, where there's Rashaim over there. You know why? Because if they judge you over there, they judge everybody, when you live with them. And you're a tzaddik, and these people are Rashaim, so what happens is that they punish you because of their sins. They punish you. Because you live with them in the same place. This is what happens, So sometimes, lo aleinu, a person, gets sick. And he doesn't know why, He's saying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what's my sin? What did I do? What did I do that I got sick? So the answer could be sometimes because you're living with people who are Rashaim and you got judged because of them. This is what it says in the Zohar Kadosh. So that's why, people are moving to Bay Street and they're moving to Brooklyn, and they're moving to fine towns, they're moving to Eretz Israel. Baruch Hashem, that's very good, because if you live in a place where there's tzaddikim there, you're not going to be judged with the Rashaim, together, you're there, you know what they would call that, right, in Hebrew. Seir le'azazel, scapegoat, they punish you because of them. Because they're not good. Why they punish you? Because you don't rebuke them sometimes, you don't tell them, why are you doing this, why are you doing this, you don't say nothing. You say, no, I won't say nothing. I don't want to upset him, he's my friend. I don't want to hurt his feelings, so I don't say nothing to him. No. Hocheach tochiach, it says, right, in the Pasuk. It says you have to rebuke your fellow Jew. If you don't rebuke them, they punish you also. That's what it says. This is exactly why this rabbi, probably, he didn't want to go live over there. Because he knew, if he goes over there, they're going to be bad influence on him, number one. Number two, also, he may get punished because of their sins. So is that worth it to go over there and live with them just to get some money and to lose your Judaism, to lose your health? It's not worth it. So a person, you see from there, that a person should never go and live with Rashaim, even if they offer you, come over here, we'll make you the rabbi, and we'll give you $1 million, $100,000. We'll buy you a Cadillac, a Lexus. Yeah, you'll be driving a Lexus. Yeah, okay, you'll be driving a Lexus, but what do you have to pay for that? How much do you have to give from your neshama for this Lexus? You know what I mean? To be with these Rashaim. This is what this rabbi was thinking in his head. This is exactly what he was thinking, So I'll tell you something interesting, by the way. That all the Gedolim that I saw, I was in Eretz Israel for 19 years. I saw, Baruch Hashem, I was with Maran, Rabbi 15 years I was with Maran. I was his neighbor in the yeshiva there, everything, in his house, praying together with him. And I also saw the other Gedolim, Rav Chaim Kanievsky, I saw other Gedolim over there. Every one of them, one thing I saw, all the Gedolim, all the big Chachamim over there in Eretz Israel. You know what I saw? They all were living in a religious neighborhood. Always. No matter what they were doing, sometimes they would go travel, and do kiruv, and go to some other place and do kiruv over there, to go to Eilat, to go to Tiberia, where the people are not so religious over there. They would go and give shurim. But where you live, always religious neighborhood. That's where they always wanted to live. So a person, if he can, the truth is, if you see your friends, everybody's going to Main Street, everybody's going to there, go with them. Maybe you should go also, because they're doing the right thing after all. This is the right thing. You want to live with tzaddikim. If you live with tzaddikim, you're going to be also tzaddik. That's the way it is. It rubs off on you. It influences you. This is the whole thing. So I'll do something interesting. I'll finish with this. I don't want to take too long. But that there was one time that Maran Rabbi Shalom, when he was young, he was very poor. He had no money. So because of that, he had no salary. He just got married, and he had to support his wife. He had a child also, a baby. So he had to get parnasah. So what happened was that at that time, they contacted him from Mitzrayim, from Egypt. They told him, come over there and be the rabbi there in Egypt, Mitzrayim. So he went. You know why? Because he had no choice. He had no money. He had no salary. So he had to go. There was no choice. So he left. He went to Mitzrayim. And over there, by the way, they thought that he was a spy, Zionist spy, something like that. That's what they thought. They were following him everywhere over there. The KGB over there, the Egyptian KGB. They were KGB, Egyptian. They were following him. Why? Because they thought he was a spy. Came from Israel, to spy on us. So you know what happened over there? He stayed there for a few years, the rabbi. He did some good things, by the way, Baruch Hashem. He did a lot of good things. But in the end, he left. He was very upset, very, very, very bitter about the experience that he had there. Because he was living over there with people who are not religious. They don't care about Torah. Even the rabbis over there don't care about Torah. I'm not talking about the regular people. Even the rabbis don't care. That's what he wrote, the rabbi, Maran. He wrote that even the rabbis over there were not keeping Torah. This is the way it was in Mitzrayim, you understand? So this is what happens when you go to a place like this, in Mitzrayim, Eretz Mitzrayim, not Eretz Mitzrayim, right? Abadim Ha'inum, over there, that's what you get. Egypt, yeah, that's the way it is, So he went over there and he came back. At the end, by the way, when he came back, there was one guy, I'll tell you a story, a funny story, There was a guy over there who was a shochet. Animals, doing shchita. So what happened was that this guy was corrupted, he wasn't doing honestly. He was selling, nevelot and trefot and all kinds of things. Dishonest person. So the rabbi, they came to him and they told him, they said, this guy, he's not honest, he's doing all kinds of corruption. Money, this, all kinds of stuff. So the rabbi fired him, released him. Told him, I said, he told him, you have to go do something else in your life. You're destroying the Jewish people like this, They say, by the way, somebody who sells, like nevelot and trefot to Am Yisrael, he's like Amalek. He's the same Amalek you are. This is what you are, You're like Amalek. Your brother, you're Amalek's brother. That's what you are, So he fired him. So this guy was a gangster, mafia, gangster. So he was very upset that the rabbi fired him. So what did he do? He came one time, to his room where he was in the office there, and he came with a gun, He told him, he says, I'm gonna, if you don't give me back my job, I'm gonna kill you. He came with a gun. He took the gun out. He pointed it to his head. He said, if you don't give me back my job, I'm shooting you right now. This is what happened in Mitzrayim, So you know what the rabbi told him? He says, I don't care. He says, do what you want. You want to shoot me? Go ahead. I'm not going to give you back your job. What do you think? I'm afraid of you? So in the end, he was afraid to shoot him. So he didn't shoot him. But you can imagine, that this is the things that he was suffering from there. They say, he said also there, by the way, that when he was in Mitzrayim, there was a hospital there, which was a Jewish hospital. And, they were saying that they had kashrut, a Jewish hospital with kashrut. But the truth is, they say that there was no kashrut there. They were giving nevelot and trefot to the Jews over there, feeding them. Corruption. And the rabbi was also knowing about it and said nothing. The rabbi there. Corruption everywhere, That's the way it was. This is what happens when you live in a place where people are not tzaddikim, they're not religious, and then you get a gun pointed to your head sometimes. Even, This is what happens, you understand? This is what, you get mafia people around you, mafia. There's a lot of mafia, there's a lot of Jewish mafia. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to tell you the names. A lot of mafia over here. So, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help us with Hashem. We should always try to live in a place with tzaddikim, with anashim teorim, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help us with Hashem to grow and become more religious and more closer to Him. Amen. Amen. Chazak Baruch.